Hi, I'm Mari. I'm a teacher trainer and a teacher at Y Yoga. And in this short clip, we're going to play with crow pose. So crow pose is essentially a gateway to many other arm balances. It's a really sweet way to build strength in your upper body. It's a really sweet way to start to build your confidence and your trust in your own strength and to kind of start to play in maybe the edges of fear, especially if arm balancing and inversions is something that you want to bring into your practice. If you have stuff going on in your wrists and shoulders, I'm going to give you a couple options too on your back and sitting down that can help you feel what it's like in your body and start to build that integration and that strength without having to weight bear. So meet me on the back. Have at least one block or a book or something that is a little bit elevated nearby. And if you know that fear is a factor for you and you're scared of falling forward on your face, have a bolster or a blanket or a pillow, something soft that you can put at the top of your mat. And then just lie down onto your back. And just take a moment here with your feet together and your knees wide, just letting the inner parts of your thighs and your hips open. So when you're doing arm balances like crow, a tendency is to collapse the chest, and you want to keep some buoyancy into the back of the heart while still keeping some broadness through the collarbone. So go ahead and bring your feet together, big toe mounds touching, and then wake up your toes. A teacher of mine, Jasmina, likes to say like you dip them in espresso. So keep your feet awake and alive, and then take your knees wide, and you're gonna bring your arms onto your knees. So when you feel a connection between one body part and another, right, there's with that a stability, right? So as you press your arms into your legs, and you can keep your arms straight or bent, whatever feels easier for you, press your feet into one another, press your arms and your legs into your arms, then broaden your collarbones and draw your shoulder blades onto your back, and just hold here for 3, 2, and 1, and gently release. And that should help you light up your core and feel, a connection to your center, which is similar to what you'll get in crow. Same thing you can find seated. So put your feet on the floor to start, big toe mounds touch, knees wide. For this one, let's bend the elbows and try to place your knees right high on your upper arm bones, close to your armpits. Hands spread wide like you're doing, down dog on the wall in front of you, and then you're gonna lean back enough so that your feet can start to get light. Again, big toe mounds touch, press your feet into one another. Now the tendency kind of is to let your shoulders hunch and collapse. So as you press arms into legs, press legs back into arms, pull the navel in, and then draw your shoulder blades onto your back, and then hold here. For 3, hug in, for 2, for 1, and then gently release. All right, so essentially this is this. So to do the one when you're balancing on the hands, everything kind of happening through your core is the same. Now you're just going to start to bring a little bit of weight bearing into it. This is where a block can come in really handy. So if you know that you're a little bit fearful of getting your hips up, or that you feel like the pose is really heavy, usually it's because the hips are too low and you're too far back, right? There has to be some willingness to fall forward, to move forward more than you might think. So if you're here, having your feet on a block is just a really sweet way to give you a little bit more height, right? Already my hips are nice and high, and this just makes my distance going forward a little bit less. Hands outer shoulder width apart, bend your elbows, take your knees nice and high in your upper arms. Now the key is also, we have this tendency to want to look behind us, which makes things very scary. So keep your head up and look forward and down. Press into your finger pads to light up the strength of your forearms. Press your knees into your upper arm bones and your upper arm bones back into your knees. So instead of collapsing in your chest and your upper back, there's a little bit of buoyancy and connection there. And then you gotta lean forward. All right, and you're just leaning. You're not even lifting your feet. You're just leaning your shoulders beyond your wrists until eventually your feet get light. Maybe one foot lifts, maybe the other, maybe both feet. Once the feet are together, press your feet into one another, press your finger pads down, lean your weight forward, and hug your feet up into your bum. And then bring your feet back down. So you can play with the block, you can play without the block. If you're like, I'm gonna fall on my face, this is a pretty high bolster, but that's gonna make your landing a lot softer. You're pretty close to the floor, right? So the key here is that you have to be willing to lean forward more than you think, right? It's a balancing pose. So even just playing with shifting the weight back and forth and trusting that you have, more strength to support your body weight than you might think can be really helpful when you're doing crow. And then once you get into your crow pose, then there's all kinds of variations that you can start to play with beyond that, like one leg crow and doing crow to Shirshasana. So play with your crow pose. Use your props for more support. If you're not weight bearing, do it on your back, do it on your sitting bones. And then you can come join me for more videos and we'll play with variations.